Thank you for tuning in. We have some more severe weather moving into the central part of the United States this afternoon and going into the evening hours. We have a lot of instability in the atmosphere as well, including a lot of high pressure systems and with a cold front. And when you have all these ingredients, this ingredients can create a very volatile atmosphere for tornadic events. Now, these tornadoes can be deadly coming into tonight if they do produce. Now, my latest models are indicating that these storms can produce tornadoes. Now, my job here is to keep you informed of the latest storm developments going through the central United States. That is the whole purpose of this channel. And if you want to know where the most severe weather is going to take place, I post videos every day, and you can know exactly where each day these storms will lie and take place, and give you the most accurate uh, 2 day forecast no one else will ever give you. So I'm just going to give you the latest supercell development. This latest um, graph that you're actually looking at right here is the supercell development going into tonight's hours. And the worst part of this storm is actually looking like it's going to take place down here at the bottom part of Indiana and uh, Illinois and some parts of, uh, you know, Kentucky right here. And this is the supercell development that it will take place over the next day to day two, or at least a couple days. And what I want to show you is how unstable these atmospheres can really get. Now, that is the supercell development. Now, I'm going to show you going into tonight, into the early hours tomorrow, that this atmosphere is not looking good. I see a lot of purple here, which means that's an area. If there's rain, there could be a lot of hail in this particular area because this is where the highest points of where these storms could happen, and hail drops all the way up from the top part of the cloud. So these areas, if you are in these areas, I would say if you're out here in the Central Plains, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, if you're in these areas tonight, you need to be on alert. You need to be prepared. Now, I want to show you what this reflectivity looks like as well. This does not look good. Now, this is the worst part of what's happening tonight. There is some still abilities to have some tornadic events out here in South Dakota and Nebraska. Um, and I could show you another perimeter of where I'm seeing all these, at least where I'm seeing the most potential for where these tornadoes or, where the most potential for tornadoes can be. And I'm going to show you, go to the Midwest here on my model. Now, this is going into later this afternoon. This is what's developing actually right now. And as we get into the later parts of this afternoon and later parts of this evening, I'd say around midnight, around anywhere between 10 and midnight tonight, this is where these storms could get intensified. And these latest graphs are telling me that these events could be very tornadic. And let me show you here, right here. Um, can produce tornadoes. Now, we use hodographs to really kind of pinpoint where these storms could potentially be. 50% chance in this area. I mean, look at this slinky here. That could definitely happen. We have a lot of spin in the atmosphere, a lot of wind shear. Usually we need about 30 Cape here, which definitely looks like it has that potential. The potential is what we're looking for. Now, I will tell you that if this area is affected by you or any loved ones, please make sure to reach out to them. This is what it's going to look like. We're going to have this, these supercells kind of merge into one here, and that will take course into tonight, going into tomorrow morning. This is going to be at night, so we definitely need to be on alert. Especially going into the evening hours where these tornadoes really can't see unless you see lightning as well. Um, so anyways, let's take a look again at the U.S. as a whole. But this is where I'm seeing the worst of these storms developing later today. I don't see any other events, um, outside of this event here. I don't really see any potential anywhere else where maybe, tornadoes could develop, unless maybe back out here in South Dakota and Nebraska later tonight. There is a lot of wind blowing. Let me take you to another um, graph here and show you what else I'm seeing as well. So if we're looking at the United States here, these areas that are scribbled um, are areas that we really honestly have to pay attention to, because this is where the most unstable atmosphere will be later this afternoon and evening. And this storm could happen around midnight, and I just want you to at least be prepared. These storms can bring heavy winds, and not only on top of heavy winds, we can have hail and tornadoes. The potential is there tonight. So I definitely just want to let you guys know that there is potentials for tornadoes later this afternoon and evening, and going into the evening hours. But I will predict around this time, I'd say around midnight today, Eastern Standard Time, around 11 o'clock Central Time. These storms will take place. And let me just show you the severe part of this storm. Just show you the capabilities, to later this afternoon, because this looks real bad. So I will tell you that you definitely need to be on high alert later this afternoon if you're in these areas. Just know that there could be a lot of wind blowing through. These things can cause power outages. Looking at the storm and reflectivity, it looks like a linear storm to me. It's not the highest probability of tornadic events, but it could create a lot of wind blowing through. And so just make sure that, you're at least on the alert for this. Bring your car inside to the garage if you can, and, at least, protect your items if you have to. So anyways, if this is helping you understand where the most potential for the storms are going to be later today, going into mid-morning, be on high alert if you're living in these areas or know anybody that lives in these areas. As this does come across Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, southern parts of Indiana, and Kentucky later this afternoon, these storms will get strong. Then there is supercell ability to create tornadoes. So, and this environment is capable of happening. So please make sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment down your weather experiences. Thanks.